Auto and aerospace engineering advancements shape safer, greener transport. Hello, wonderful attendees. I'm your host, Dalvinder Kaur from Lovely Professional University. Get ready to dive into today's topic, that is advances in automobile and aerospace engineering. Before we proceed further, allow me to introduce the experts of the day, Dr. Sudhanshu Dogra, HOD, Automobile Engineering, School of Mechanical Engineering, Lovely Professional University. With over 12 years of teaching and research experience, his expertise lies in thermal engineering and automobile engineering. Dr. Dogra has published 25 research articles in renowned international journals and conferences. So I would like to introduce Dr. Amit Kumar Thakur, HOD, Aerospace Engineering, School of Mechanical Engineering, Lovely Professional University. With over 20 years of experience in academic and research, his expertise spans renewable energy technologies, thermal engineering, and industry technologies. Dr. Thakur has published more than 84 journals papers with 47 in SCI indexed journals. He has authored 3 books and has 10 edited books in progress. So I would like to introduce admission nominee also in this webinar, Mr. Pankaj Vij, Head Department of Types, Division of Admission, Lovely Professional University. He is having 18 years of experience in multiple domains, including teaching, training, and operations. He is taking up the eligibility, scholarship, fee structure, and infrastructure part of the university. Before we proceed further in today's session, I would like to request everyone for any questions. You can write in the chat box or in the Q&A box, and same will be addressed from my side in the end of this webinar. And now I hand over the things to Dr. Dogra and Dr. Amit Kumar, and it would be an absolute delight to listen to both of you. Over to you both.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dalvinder Kaur. And it's really pleasure to have Dr. Dogra also over here to take up this recent advancement in aerospace and automobile engineering. So I'll request Dr. Dogra to please kindly upload the PPT.
Sure, sir. I'm sharing it.
All right. I think so. This could you please make it a full?
Yes. Screen is visible. You can continue.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, so we need to begin it up with why exactly we are talking about today for recent advancement in aerospace, right? I'll take up the aerospace part, and automobile will be taken care by Dr. Dogra. So when I'm talking about recent advancement in aerospace, they have seen significant progress in various areas, including technology. We talk about materials, we talk about propulsion and space exploration. So when we consider the space exploration part of it, we talk about Mars missions. So NASA's, could you change the slide, sir, please? NASA's, second slide, sir. Yeah. So when we talk about this aerospace engineering in the field, we talk about certain areas where we talk about design and development, right? So coming back to these missions, space exploration and missions, there are a lot of Mars missions which happened. So NASA's Perseverance, you already know, rovers successfully landed on Mars, right? And the Artemis program. So coming to these all satellite technology part of it, where Starlink, SpaceX also has deployed their projects and small satellites in various global high-speed internet coverage. And coming to CubeSats and small sats, we talk about all these aspects onto this particular part where we talk about enabling air travel, space exploration in terms of national defense also. So technology basically refers to the construction, what we talk about, the testing part of it, the designing, and the maintenance of any spacecraft and vehicles. So we now are focusing more towards of the recent advancement in aerospace. When we look on to recent advancement, we talk about zero fuel aircraft, we talk about AI, artificial intelligence coming into it. Then we talk about supersonic flights, we talk about certain autonomous flight systems. So all these are the recent advancements in the development of the aerospace industry, right? Next slide. So coming, when you look onto the significance part of it, and to that part of it, when we consider electric propulsion is one area where the lot of research is basically going along. When we talk about the propulsion systems, we know about the ionic propulsion system. So NASA's Dawn mission basically utilized ion propulsion to explore the asteroid belt. which was showcasing the potential for long duration missions. And when we talk about nuclear thermal propulsion, research is ongoing into nuclear thermal propulsion, which would enable faster travel to Mars and beyond. Okay, so it looks quite uh, gloomy over here where we talk about all these part, how exactly it would be done. But these are the recent research work which DRDO is also working on to it, ISRO is working towards. So you could see artificial intelligence and automation coming into account. We talk about autonomous spacecrafts, where AI would be the one which will be integrated into the spacecraft for autonomous navigation, design analysis, and decision making. So we have various different parts when we talk about in terms of electrothermal, electrostatics, electromagnetics. So these are which you could see on the screen right now. We have resistor jets. A lot of work is going on resistor jets and arc jets also. And in comparison, why we are talking about these all methodologies, because these are the recent advancement, recent technologies which are going to happen in electric propulsion or propulsion technologies. But because we need to find some substitute of this fuel which we are utilizing. So we talk about indirectly with that renewable energy part also, as well as making the environment more like eco-friendly part. So this is that one which we talk about electric propulsion. So next. And the future trends, when we talk about all these spacecrafts and all, we have these propulsion systems orbiting the satellites, micro, mini satellites, CubeSats. But only challenge that is coming along is that innovation is so fast and competitiveness is so huge that we need to talk about that manufacturing and basically how exactly these things will be modified or manufactured in our country, right? So we talk about more towards requirement of high fidelity numerical models also. We need to design those models. We need to talk about those. And space mission with basically requires precision, right? And when we talk about needing this precision part of it, we need to require high power systems for interplanetary missions and all those stuff. So that is what the future trend of aerospace is, and it is looking beyond. Coming to year more than 1 more year, 2 more years in later stages, we'll be expecting more towards this research part of it. So aerospace is more focused towards its research area, and where organizations like bigger organizations like Airbus or it may be any particular company, Pratt and Whitney, they are all landing up in India to take up this particular juncture, right? So we are involved basically towards these research areas. Next slide, please. And then when you look back further to this particular part, this is one area where we talk about reusable rockets part of it. When I'm talking about reusable rockets, we talk about SpaceX, right? So you could have heard about this Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy rockets. They have successfully demonstrated reusability, signifying basically significant the reducing the cost of the launching payloads into space. And Blue Origin's new Shepard, it was a suborbital rocket which had successfully completed multiple missions focusing on space tourism and research payloads. When I'm talking about reusable rockets, these are more towards those sustainable aviation. We talk about electric aircrafts, we talk about biofuels, right? So efforts are underway to develop fully electric and hybrid electric aircrafts to reduce the carbon footprint of aviation. And when I'm talking about biofuels, which already have discussed, research into the sustainable aviation fuel that aims to provide greener alternatives to traditional jet fuels, which we are utilizing today, and thus promoting space tourism also, which can be considered to be companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic are the pioneering space tourism, which they basically offer suborbital or orbital flights to private individuals, right? Yeah. Next. And then one very important area is this additive manufacturing, where we go down and create the 3D objects. Basically, why? Because nowadays we require these testing to be done. So the rapid prototyping is one area which basically accelerates the prototyping. So if at all I need some structural components to be manufactured, either in terms of engine components, we talk about fuel nozzles, turbine blades, or any combustion chambers. So additive manufacturing has played a very important role. And added to those additive manufacturing, if I'm implementing Industry 4.0 technologies as compared to machine learning, AI, or anything, that becomes much easier. So Industry 4.0 technologies has to play a very vital role in aerospace industry, and rather in any industries we talk about. But this additive manufacturing has come out basically a challenging issue for all these manufacturers, because they get through. I can do certain kind of weight reduction and cost reduction into it, but exact figure configuring the exact shape and size of that particular object or that part is a bit difficult. Still, the work is going on. So these are the basic research areas where things are working on to more profoundly. So next. And coming to your hypersonic flight, this is one area where a lot of research is basically being provided. And we're talking about hypersonic vehicles. There are advancement in materials and propulsions. They are basically paving the way for hypersonic aircrafts, because we need to see that we are traveling greater than Mach number 5, right? And so if I'm talking about a speed greater than Mach number 5, then we need to understand how exactly those materials will come into play, because the same material cannot be utilized which we are utilizing right now. Okay, so aerodynamics and material will be one area where the research would be, and then the propulsion system will come along into that act, and then you have flight testing and demonstrations, which will be basically improving this vehicle control stability and the maneuverability of that particular aircraft, right? So next. And one autonomous system which we are talking about already, I have talked about industry 4.0 technologies. So when I'm talking about autonomous system, artificial intelligence will come into account, because AI is being integrated into spacecraft for all these autonomous navigation we talk about, data analysis, and then we need to do the decision making part of it. So these are the autonomous spacecraft which are basically utilizing. And robotics like NASA's Astro B, if you have heard about, they are designed to assist astronauts on international space stations also with various tasks. So robotics has to play important role, AI has to play important role. So when it comes down to this particular part of it, all these sensor technologies which we talk about, lidar, radars, GPS systems, machine learning, they all will be into account, thus guiding a human machine collaboration, right? We're talking about a human machine collaboration that is basically to judge the pilots, the operators, the astronauts which are working in conjunction with autonomous systems to achieve these mission objectives. So basically it will make that work more easier. So when we are autonomous, basically talking about autonomous bodies, they are equipped with these sensors, advanced sensors, artificial intelligence, and decision making algorithms, which are basically making the life more easier. And coming years, it would be more easier. So next. And I talked about space tourism. See, we have heard about SpaceX, we have heard about Blue Origin, we have heard about Virgin Gigantic, right? So Galactic, and these all have emerged as a very exciting frontier in the aerospace industries. Like, so tourism in terms of safety and passenger comfort, right? We can undergo rigorous testing, comfortable environment. Then we need to move out of that orbit. So this is one area where this is going to flourish a lot, because space tourism is one area where people are looking towards it. And if I'm talking about space tourism, then we need to talk about reusable rockets, which we already have discussed. So reusability and cost reduction in multiple flights is one basic area where needs to be done. So number of parameters are being involved into this space tourism, where still work is going along, and we are reaching to a certain conclusion. By the end of 2, 3, 4 more years, we'll be talking about that. So ultimately, I conclude onto that when I'm talking about recent advancement in aerospace engineering. We not only limit ourselves to electric propulsion or additive manufacturing or hypersonic flight or any autonomous system, but exactly we are looking into continued innovations which can take place every day, right? So all those ongoing research, development, and technological breakthroughs which we are talking about, we need to understand the challenges. We need to push boundaries. We need to drive the economic growth, and further, we need to explore beyond. So the future of aerospace engineering, it basically relies on the pursuit of the innovation. How exactly we are going to talk about what things we are dealing with. So all ultimately, when we consider all these all these advancements, they reflect the dynamic and rapidly evolving nature of this aerospace industries, which are being driven by technological innovations and renewed interest in the space exploration. And that's it from my side. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Hand over to Sudhanshu.
Thank you, Dr. Amit. So, wait. Yeah. So I'm Dr. Sudhanshu Dogra, and I will be talking about the advancements in automobile engineering. So okay. So I will be talking about the advancements in automobile engineering, and it is having a wide applications. Just wait for a minute. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So, okay, so let's start with the automobile engineering. Okay, so it's a branch of science which deals us with the various vehicle design, various frames design, and lots of other factors in designing the vehicles. So if I talk about the history of automobile, it is having a vast history, we can say. It starts with 1887 through Carl Benz. You might have heard about, you already heard about actually the Mercedes Benz. So it was the same Benz, the Carl Benz, who developed the first gasoline powered automobile engine in 1887. That was the first engine which a human has created. Then after that, Ford has invented in 1908 the Ford motor. So from the eras, if I go by the eras, it starts with 17th and 18th century. It started in China. The China has created steam-powered vehicle in 1672, but it was just a toy. The thing is that it started with a toy cart in 18th century, and then it moves on towards the mass production and towards the practical usage. In 19th century, it was started. We get into the mass production, and in that, US has taken the lead. Had taken the lead. In 1871, steam-powered vehicle was invented by US. During the World Wars, we can say that the vehicles which the forces were needing was in the form of ICE engines, because they want to take the various we can say that various engines, various yeah, they want to take various boilers and all those things from one part to other part. So in 20th century, during the post-World War eras and the pre-World War eras, the other engines were invented in the form of ICE engines. Moving on towards the first advanced technologies, it was electric vehicle actually. The history of electric vehicles was started way back in 1900s, in 1890s actually. You can see from the image, it was the first electric vehicle which a human has created. You can see that it's a very simple structure, and the range of this vehicle was very, very less. That's why it was not being used in mass. So after that, from 1900s, beyond 1900s, the mass production of electric vehicles were started, but there were so many factors. There were so many things which the electric vehicles lacks. So there are some advancements which went on after the electric vehicle creation. The first one was the turn signal. You can see that whenever a vehicle gets turning, okay, there is a turn signal which everybody is will show to you. Okay, so that is that first turn signal we have, in which whenever we are making a turn, the driver switch on the turn signal so that it can ease the other vehicles to see where the vehicle is going, where the front vehicle are going. Then there are so many advanced features, the blind spot advanced feature, the reverse assistant feature. Then let me tell you guys, these are the features which are in the high-end cars, because these are still at the higher range. So if I go by the blind spot information system, this system is being designed for the high-end cars like Volvo and Mercedes. In this case, you can see that whenever we are driving a vehicle, there are some areas in the vehicles where we cannot see. Suppose a vehicle is coming from the back end, there are some areas which a driver cannot see. So this is the blind spot information system, which is integrated with various sensors so that you can see from where the other cars are coming from behind. Then the reverse assistant system, it is there in the BMW actually, in BMW and in Mercedes also. In this case, what is happening, suppose you get stuck in a traffic and suppose you want to take your vehicle back. So by switching it on, the vehicle will take the same path from where you have come to that point. So that is a reverse assistant system, which is being used in various BMW cars, various Mercedes cars, we can say that in Volvo cars also, and all the high-end cars. The adaptive cruise control, it is there in all the vehicles actually nowadays. So in this, the driver can just switch on the cruise control and the vehicle will modify, you can say that will modulate the speed, will modulate the throttle and everything, and it works on its own. Now, moving on towards the activate roll mitigation system. This system is generally used in, again, the high-end cars. You can see that it was founded by Lamborghini. So it stops the colliding of the vehicles with the other car. Okay, so this helps in decreasing the various accidents. Then the emergency response. Suppose a car gets hit by another car. So through this response, it get the fuse and all those all the sensors get stopped and the vehicle will be standing aside. So that is the emergency response for you. The driver fatigue alert. The driver fatigue alert is a type of sensor in which, suppose there are so many cases when the drivers get slept in the car. So in that case, the vehicle will sense the driver actually, whether he's in the active state or he's in the idle state. So as soon as a driver get in the idle state, it starts the alarm. So it will alert the driver that you must be active now. So that is the driver fatigue alert. And you can see that if you look at the various examples which has been given and various the founders which has been given, these are all high-end cars. It is still to be used in the mass production in the cars like Hyundai's and all. Now coming on towards the autonomous car, yeah, it's a big thing which is going on nowadays. And it is already in production in US and Canada. So autonomous cars are the cars which generally moves on its own. And there are so many different arrangements in the autonomous cars also. But the thing is that there are so many factors which needs to be looked upon. If I talk about the weather conditions, suppose the front glass is covered with snow or something, it's covered with, we can say that rain. So what will happen to the cameras and sensor? We need to look upon it. The accident liability, because nobody is going to take the liability of the accidents which are going to take place due to this. Okay, who can be liable for accidents for these cases? The manufacturer, the human passenger, or any other. So the thing is that who will take the accident liability? We need to see upon this. Now coming on towards the artificial and emotional intelligence. The thing is that over here in India, we can say that we are having a non-verbal communication with the other passengers also. Suppose one driver is coming from the front. We are in a state that over here in India that we can read the eyes of the other driver, what he's going to do. So the thing is that artificial intelligence is still greater than the emotional intelligence. The thing is that still there are so many benefits of this. It reduces the congestion, it cuts the transportation cost, it improves the walkability and all those things. But there are 6 levels actually, and we are happy with level number 3 actually in this. What are these levels? There is one, 0th level is no automation. Everything is manual in the hand of driver. The second level, that is the first level, is driver assistance, in which the vehicle can assist the driver with single automated system. Let it be a cruise control, let it be a traffic mitigation system and all those things. The partial automation, you can see that the steering get controlled by the automated part. The conditional automation, in this, majority of the work will be done by the automation. Okay, the high automation, all the things are done by the automated part actually. The thing is that we are in a state in India actually, if we want to have this autonomous vehicle into park, we need to have the second level first, and then we need to proceed further actually, because there are so many factors in India. Okay, the traffic system, the light system, and all those things. So we need to start with this third or second part first, and then we need to move forward, because the roads are not that smooth over here. Okay, then if I talk about the EVs, one other advancement is the EV actually. Nowadays, there are a lot many cars which has been launched in India, like Tata EV and all those things. Earlier, it was again the high-end state. But nowadays, we can find a lot many EV cars. But the thing is that the range of the EVs are very, very less. The charging points are very, very less. You can see that it started with 1828 by the Hungarian priest. You can see it is almost 200 years back. from where the EVs has generated. So the thing is that it is still in the learning stage. We are not in a state of increasing the range of the EVs. The thing is that you can see in 2008, Tesla released its first car, the Roadster. But again, it is, we can say that it almost 14 years, still we are having less EVs in the road. It is because the cause is very clear, the range is less, the charging points are less. Okay, so how does it works? In electric vehicles, we replace the combustion engines with the electric motor. One of the major factor in launching the EVs is the pollution. The pollution is zero because it is the electric vehicle. We don't have any internal combustion engine over there. Okay, so there would be no pollution, there would be no gasoline, there would be no diesel, anything like that, which pollutes the air. The thing is that we just need to plug in the charging point, and it works on its own. Okay, then the advantages and the challenges. Okay, so EVs are easy to recharge. EVs are recharged by the electricity, so there is no need to buy any gas ever again. It's just the electrical switch which is required to we can say that to charge the EV. Okay, there is no emission, which I told you earlier. There is very less noise pollution also. Suppose anybody is driving a vehicle, the electric vehicle, we can say that the sound is very, very less. The noise is very, very less. Challenges, recharge points are very less. So suppose you want to go to some other places where the charging stations are not there, then what will you do? The thing is that the range is less, the charging points are less, and it is still in an expensive state because the mass production is there, but it is not that much. Okay, so the thing is that it is expensive and common people cannot afford it. But still we are having EVs which are in the range of 13 to 15 lakhs. Okay, but still it is in the higher range. If I go by the IC engine vehicles, it is generally many vehicles are having the range of 4 lakhs also, 5 lakhs also. Still, it is not in the reach of the normal people's actually. Okay, EVs are much expensive. Top speeds are very less. Okay, and it's a good thing actually. Top speeds are very less, so accidents will be less. Okay, so we cannot take it in the challenge, but still, electricity demand will increase. That is the major factor actually, because we are having steam power plants, we are having hydropower plants. The electricity production is not that much. For EVs, for electricity generation, for the EVs, we need to move on towards the steam power plant, towards the gas power plants, which are being used in the rocket propulsion. Actually, we need to make it use for the electricity production also. Now, what is automotive cybersecurity? The thing is that cybersecurity is very much needed, because if everything is get automated, the thing is that it is very much the case that your personal information would be lost. Okay, so there are so many viruses, there are so many things which can damage your security. So cybersecurity is one of the most important things which needs to be looked upon into the autonomous vehicles. Okay. Now, moving on towards the cybersecurity in vehicles, actually, there are so many things we need to predict it, we need to detect it, we need to prevent and respond it. The thing is that one of the major point, if I talk about two vehicles now, let's be precise: electric vehicles and autonomous vehicles. Both are good. Both are very good, actually. If I talk about the autonomous vehicle, one of the most important thing is the cybersecurity. And the other thing is that if we need to store the data, we need a very, very high range of storage. We need to have a high range of storage. Let me give you an example. If I want to store the data of, let's say, 300 autonomous vehicles, it requires more than 1000 GB of space, which is very, very high. So the thing is that these are the two things which are stopping us into going into the autonomous vehicles, and plus the cost is very, very high. The thing is that we can proceed towards autonomous vehicle, but still lot can be done in case of cybersecurity, in case of the mass production, in case of in terms of, we can say that the costage of it and all those things. Look, talking about the electric vehicles, again, the ranges are less, charging points, the electricity cost, and all those things which needs to be taken into account. But still, if I go by the vehicles, we will find electric vehicles mass production at a faster pace than the autonomous vehicles. In India, actually, the autonomous vehicles are still at a very raw pace. It has to be done in a mass scale. It has to be done, we can say that, well, it needs to have a good cybersecurity and all those things. So that is it from my side. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Dogra and Dr. Amit. So now I would request to the admission nominee, Mr. Pankaj Vich, to be on the screen. Over to you, Mr. Pankaj Vich.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Right. So let me just share my screen for a while. Just give me a moment. I hope the screen is visible to all.
The screen is visible. You can continue, Mr. Vich.
Great. Thank you very much. So we had an in-depth discussion about the world of mechanical engineering and automotives and so on. And we at LPU are offering these engineering branches. In fact, we are offering a lot of engineering branches. In the due course of time, I'm going to tell about that particular thing. But as of now, we have had an in-depth insight into the world of mechanical engineering. But let me just take this discussion a little further. I'll take this discussion a little further, and I'll talk about when a student comes to the university. When a student comes to university, what is one thing that or what are the various things that student can expect when he or she arrives at the university. I'm going to talk about things such as infrastructure, accreditations, and so on and so forth. So starting off with the most important thing, accreditations and approvals. Any university, any student taking admission with any university, first of all, would be worried about the kind of approvals, rankings, and accreditations that a university has. So first of all, let me talk about the accreditations and approvals. And talking about accreditations and approvals, we are a NAC A++ accredited university having a score of 3.68 score on a scale of 4. So we are amongst the top universities in India when it comes to rankings. We have got quite a few other rankings available with us, such as Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs, which is for the MBA programs and for the management programs. Then we have got approval from the Indian Council for Agriculture Research, which is for the agriculture programs. We even have approval from the University Grants Commission, distance education as well. Then National Council for Teacher Education for the B.Ed programs. And then Pharmacy Council of India for the pharmacy programs. And Council of Architecture, Bar Council of India, and so on and so forth. These are the kind of approvals that we have got for various programs and various courses. Then we are a member of the prestigious All India Council for Technical Education. We are a member of the Association of the Indian Universities, which is of prime importance for any university. Moving further, talking about placements, well, these are some of our star placement students who have brought laurels to the university when it comes to placements. What you're seeing on your screen is the student who has bagged a package as high as 3 crores and multiple lakhs, bagging placements in some of the best industry giants of the likes of Google, of the likes of Amazon, and so on and so forth. So this is the kind of placement that we facilitate for our students. This is the 1 crore club that we have got, the 1 crore club of the students who have bagged such beautiful packages. Talking about extracurricular activities, it's very important. Extracurricular activities, all work, no play makes Jack a dull boy. And talking about extracurricular activities, quite recently we had the Khelo India University Games, and in the Khelo University India Games, we bagged the 2nd position in India. And moving on, the likes of Bajrang Punia, the likes of Neeraj Chopra, the likes of Manpreet Singh, the former captain of the Indian hockey team, they are all the members of, they are students of a lovely professional university. The year was 2019, and we hosted the 106th edition of the Indian Science Congress. We hosted the 106th edition of the Indian Science Congress, and it was inaugurated by none other than the Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. Then in one of the convocation ceremonies, we had His Holiness the Dalai Lama, who gave away degrees to the students. Then we had two former presidents of India and Afghanistan sharing the same stage and giving away degrees in one of the convocation ceremonies. We had the former Finance Minister of India, Shri Arun Jaitley ji, the late Finance Minister of India, Shri Arun Jaitley ji, who came to the university campus and he inaugurated the startup school. In 2018, the then Vice President of India, Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji, was here and he gave away degrees in yet another convocation ceremony. So these are the kind of intellects or the figures that come to the university for convocation ceremonies. Yes, we also have spiritual people thronging the campus, and they give light sermons to the students, to the parents, to the teachers. These people also come to the campus, but not only to sing and to dance, but also to talk to the students, because the young generation is obviously very, very fascinated with these people. And they also come to the campus, share their life experiences with the students. So this is the kind of exposure that we sincerely believe in giving to our students. Talking about infrastructure, yet another important aspect of education. Infrastructure is an integral part of education. What you're seeing on your screen right now is a marvel of a building, 14 blocks joined back to back, housing the central library of the university and quite a few other departments of the university. Then we have on the screen, we have the auditorium. It's a capacity of 2,500 people in a single go. That's the kind of labs that we have got. The computer lab that you're seeing on your screen. Then we have got libraries, automated libraries. That's the view of the central library at the university. Otherwise, every department has its own library. Moving on, we have it's a 600-acre campus that we have got, and at the heart of the campus, the campus is located at National Highway number 44, running all the way from Amritsar to New Delhi. And at the heart of the campus, 600-acre campus, we have got a mall. Let's go inside the mall. These are the interiors of the mall. It's got stores where students can purchase their stuff. It's got gymnasiums where students can exercise. It's got recreational facilities such as the bowling alleys. God forbid any student falls ill, but if a student falls ill, then we are ready with a hospital within the university. It's a 25-bed hospital with resident doctors, medical staff, sports staff, and even a dental chair for the students' disposal. We have got an open air theater. All the open air events happen over here in this particular theater. And a panoramic view of the university as such. We are a very lush green and a clean university. It's a very clean university that we have got. And a few years back, we were awarded as one of the cleanest campuses in India, a night vision of the university. Talking about sports, we don't only create researchers or academicians, but we also create sports people of repute. For that, we have got a very, very good sporting facility within the university campus. What you're seeing on your screen is an Olympic-sized swimming pool having a capacity, which is an all-weather swimming pool that we have got. We have got shooting ranges. You name a court, you get it. Basketball, badminton, volleyball, and so on and so forth. So every kind of court is available in the university campus. We even have a squash court. And that's the aerial view of the university indoor sports complex. Students coming from outside, from other states of India, even the other parts of the world, they stay in our hostel premises, and we have got a capacity of 25,000 students in a single go that we can accommodate. And it's a ragging-free campus. It's been manned by the guards 24/7, 24 hours a day. So it's a very, very secure campus that we have got. And the parents will be really happy to know about it, that the students, whenever they are staying within the university campus, they are our own responsibility, and we take good care of your wards. Now, I would like to take students online and would like to show them that how they can get to know about the eligibility criteria and so on and so forth. So just in the meanwhile, Dalvinder ma'am, if you have any questions, I'll just log on to the website. If you have any questions, you can share with
yes,
the
sir. I
experts.
can see already our experts, Dr. Sudhanshu and Dr. Amit Kumar, already answered all the questions. Someone is asking Mr. Pankaj, this question is for you. Um, yes, the screen is visible.
I
Unmute
hope my
yourself.
screen is visible to
The
all.
screen is visible. You can continue.
Right, great. So I was talking about how can a student get to know about the eligibility criteria and everything. All you need to do is log on to lpu.in. On lpu.in, go to admissions. In admissions, anybody wants to know about after 12th programs, you can go over here. After graduation programs, you can go over here. Say, for example, anybody wants to know about the P-Tech mechanical program. So a student can go over here after 12th programs, regular programs. Under regular programs, a student can go to the engineering. You get whole lot of programs, gambit of programs that we are offering at LPU. You go to engineering. In engineering, you see the various branches of engineering that we are offering. For example, we are offering automobile engineering, we are offering mechanical engineering, we are offering computer science, electronics, and so on and so forth. So talking about mechanical engineering, it's mechanical engineering. I clicked mechanical engineering. We got two programs under mechanical engineering. One is B.Tech mechanical engineering. The other one is B.Tech mechanical engineering 2+2 international credit transfer, which means 2 years in India that at LPU and 2 years abroad in a foreign university, and a student gets a foreign degree. Let's talk about B.Tech Mechanical. If a student wants to go in for B.Tech Mechanical, you log on to B.Tech Mechanical, just click on B.Tech Mechanical, scroll down, and that's the eligibility. Eligibility says pass with 60% marks in aggregate in 12th, with physics, maths, chemistry, and English or equivalent subject to qualifying LP Nest or CUET or JEE mains. So any of these exams the student has to pass. LP Nest is our own exam, which is Lovely Professional University National Entrance and Scholarship Test. So a student needs to qualify this particular exam in order to take admission. If you want to know about the fee structure, just go on the top, click on the fee, and you can see the fee structure. The program fee is for 1,40,000 per semester. But if a student has got 80 to 89.99 in 12th, or in JEE, the student has got 80 to 90 percentile, or is in the cutoff 3 of our LP Nest exam, there's a 38% scholarship and the fee goes down to 86,800. Similarly, a student has a percentile within 90 to 95, or a student has 90 to 94.99 in 12th, or is in cutoff 2 of our LP Nest exam, there's a 43% scholarship. And then last but not the least, if a student has got a JEE percentile of 95 or above, or has 12th marks of 95%, or is in the cutoff 1 of our LP Nest exam, there's a 48% scholarship, and the fee goes down to 72,800. It's worth mentioning that these scholarships, once given to the students, remain the same way throughout the program. Then followed by that, we have got some other scholarships available. The other scholarships are, we have already talked about scholarship on the basis of 12th marks, LP Nest. Then we have got scholarship on the basis of CUET. A student can click over here, get to know about the scholarships on the basis of CUET. On the basis of JEE mains, we have already discussed some other scholarships, such as scholarships on the basis of startups. Somebody has done good in terms of innovations, or has started a startup or entrepreneurship, or student is a board topper, state board topper, or the central board topper. Such students also get scholarship. And last but not the least, need-based scholarship. A student coming from a humble background, or student coming from a defense background, or a student, God forbid, is an orphan student or a disabled student. Such students also get scholarships from our side. So a whole lot of scholarships are being offered to the student from Lovely Professional University. Now, if a student wants to talk to our experts, to our counselors, and or student wants to write to us over the email, these are the details of the same, and a student can take a screenshot of this thing, or you can obviously visit lpu.in. Our helpline number is 01824 and the email ID is admissions@lpu.co.in. And you can post your queries over here, or you can call us on this particular number, and our experts would be there ready to help you out. I guess that's all from my side. Dalvinder ma'am, back to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pankaj, Dr. Dogra, and Dr. Amit. As I can see, all questions are already answered from our experts. There is one question for Mr. Pankaj. How LPU is better option than other universities in India?
Well, I would say that I'm not into comparison that we are better than other people or not. But what is something which is really good about LPU, or something which we are focusing on, or we really focus on? The first thing that we do is we provide you a very nice surrounding to study. It's a world-class infrastructure that we have got. So once a student comes to our campus, he or she will not feel as if it's just another campus. We are one of the we are a world-class campus with high-tech facilities within the university. It's a 600-acre campus, as I told you earlier. So you get a real good ambience of studying in a good campus. So that's the first thing. And the next thing which I must talk about is we are a university in which we have got a real good curriculum to teach to the students. We are always in touch with the industry experts, industry giants, and our curriculum is prepared, or our curriculum is in tandem with the industry. It's not that a student is being taught something which is not relevant in the market. Whatever is being taught to the student is of use in the market. So our curriculum is really cutthroat. It's really good. And we train the student on technologies which will be used by the student in the market. It will not be something which is obsolete that is being taught. We have got some real innovative programs to offer, something like a collaborated programs with the industry. We have got programs as good as work integrated programs, wherein a student can study with us and at the same time, after some time, go to the industry and work over there. So after say 4 years of BTech, the student has already got 2 years of experience under his or her belt. Then we have got some other real good aspects about LPU. As I told you that we have got a lot of scholarships to offer. More than 60% of our students are studying on scholarships at LPU, and primarily marks-based scholarship, LPNS-based scholarship, national level test-based scholarship. Specifically, these 3 scholarships, most of the students are studying on these scholarships. And then we have got sports scholarships and other scholarships as well. And especially these 3 scholarships that I talked about, once a scholarship is given to the student, remains the same way throughout the program. One does not need to maintain any kind of a CGPA or something like that in order to maintain a scholarship. Similarly, if a student gets a sports scholarship, we have got students can study absolutely free with us if they are, say, national level players or international level players. We've got quite a few students who are studying absolutely free of cost with us. So all in all, it's a great campus. We have got great teachers and curriculum to be taught, and then we give you an education which is affordable and which is at pocket-friendly prices. That's all that probably a student or a parent needs. So that's something good about LPU.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pankaj. I hope all the participants got the answers from our experts. As we come to the end of this webinar, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our experts for sharing their valuable insights and expertise with us. Your presence, enthusiasm, and active participation have made this experience truly special. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information for better decision making regarding your admissions. If anyone wants to access this webinar again, they can visit our website, that is lpu.in, or can be accessed on YouTube also. Stay connected with us for future webinars. Until we meet again, with the permission of my seniors, I would be signing off this webinar. Take care and goodbye. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you.